Guys, the changes we've been waiting for is finally here in written and passed into the law. Will I say? Anyway, if they've made an official statement about it, that means it is official. So the autumn statement of change is finally here. Remember, I made a video where I talked about they are having conversation or they are having meeting concerning migration and other changes they plan on implementing in the government, in the UK. So the official statement is out. It's a very long statement, but I've taken my time to read every single detail and I've picked out the most relevant and important one to talk about. And also, if you're an international student, you would want to watch this video because there's something about international students I'm going to discuss towards the end of this video. So hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Faith Ojone, and on this channel I talk about ways you can travel abroad and settle abroad. I share resources on how you can get started, and I also share latest information concerning the UK. So if you're living in the UK, outside the UK, planning on coming to the UK, then you need to subscribe to this channel so you do not miss any latest updates and information that I will share on this channel. Without saying so much, guys, let's head straight into the video. It's going to be between good news and bad news. So there are lots of changes that the UK government is trying to implement. Some of them are to boost the UK economy. Remember, since the UK left the EU, things have been really shaky. Things have been not going so smoothly. Plus the pandemic also is affecting the UK economy a whole lot, and there's labor shortage. Businesses cannot get enough talent to support them to work and all of that. And that was why the UK is immigration laws and take out the whole labor market test and made it easier for talented individuals who would love to come to the UK to work. And also they introduced the postgraduate route, which means that students who migrated to the UK to study at university level can after their study can still stay back for 2 years to be able to work and support themselves or switch to a more permanent visa type. All these changes they implemented then during after they left the EU was just to be able to attract skilled talents. They even introduced a lot of visas like the scale-up visas and the KR route, all of those visas just to get enough workers. But right now, drum rolls. Okay, why am I excited? I shouldn't be excited. I'm so sorry. I'm excited, guys. Anyway, the bad news is that right now the Home Office are planning on limiting net migration. Remember in my previous video, if you've not seen that video, I talked about Secretary Braverman. She said her plans was to limit net migration to 100,000 per year in the UK. So what the Prime Minister, or will I say the government, is saying now is, if after they've let in enough skilled workers or they've let in enough people, they are going to move the migration to pre-pandemic time. During the pre-pandemic time, it wasn't this easy for you to migrate to the UK. Yeah, I know that because that was a period we came. When we moved to the UK, the labor market test was still on, so my husband undergo the whole labor market test. What is the labor market test? Is when you have to conduct a labor market in the UK to confirm that there was no one in the UK who is experienced enough to take on that role before you can give it to an international candidate. So when the UK left the EU, they took out that labor market process out of the whole recruiting process so that it will be easier for businesses in the UK to recruit international talents without having to go through the whole stress of the labor market and all of that. But they are saying that after they've had enough people, they are going to go back to their pre-pandemic process. So now we don't know. I don't know for sure if they're going to reintroduce the whole labor market test. And I would say when the UK left the EU, they really do not know what is really going to happen. Maybe they felt or they thought that the EU are going to remain in the UK and maybe apply for visa. Though some EU some individuals from the EU country actually stayed back and got their visas and all of that, because I'm friends with some of them. But a lot really left the UK, and the COVID struck, and the whole travel thing was banned. People could not travel. So I think a lot of people, when they went back to their country and after 1 year of COVID, they can't travel, maybe everyone just settled back and they didn't come back to the UK to work. So, and now when they now opened up their border, most people that migrate to the UK are Africans and Asians. So I don't think they really like let me not say anything. I'm going to be sharing what was written on the statement of change word for word, so you would derive your own understanding from it. Let's go. Since leaving the EU, the government has refocused the immigration system towards securing skilled labor. Businesses need to stay competitive and innovative. Over the last year, a high number of visas has been issued, so partly reflecting the UK's action to welcome those from Ukraine, Hong Kong, and international students returning after the COVID-19 pandemic. As these temporary factors ease over time, the government expects net migration to return broadly to pre-pandemic levels. The government will continue to strike the balance between reducing overall net migration in the long term and ensuring businesses have skills they need. Inward migration can ease short-term skills gap. However, it is crucial that over the long term, the UK domestic workforce is equipped with skills necessary to maximize their productivity and drive economic growth. Despite around 50% of adults being educated at tertiary level in the UK underperforms on basic and technical skills compared to similar developed countries. That is why the government is taking steps to ensure the education system provides the skills current and future employers need. For example, through T-level high technical qualifications, skills bootcamp, and apprenticeship. The government recognized the importance of supporting upskills through people's lives, and so is introducing lifelong loan entitlements from 2025 to provide more flexible finances for adults to study throughout their lives investments. Okay, so because the government is planning on reducing net migration, they've decided to put in processes to, upskill those people already living in the UK. So adults who are already living in the UK who does not have the technical skills that they require for jobs. So now they have set up loan opportunities. They set up skill bootcamp. If you're following me on Instagram, you remember when I made reels talking about the skills bootcamp. So if you are in the UK, it doesn't matter your immigration status, as long as you're in the UK and maybe you want to upskill or you want to upgrade your skills, or you're thinking of switching career totally from what you're already doing, you can register with the government and take a skill boot camp that is very intense. I actually registered for one myself for digital marketing, but because I got a job as the process of doing my skill boot camp, I got a job and there was no way I could combine the skill boot camp, my job, YouTube, personal life, and family, and all of that. So it was too much. I had to give up one, so I had to give up the skill boot camp. So this is totally free if you're in the UK and you are looking at learning a new skill, something to switch career, or you already have a skill, you just want to develop it even more. You can register for the skill boot camp. The good thing about the skill boot camp is that after the training, it's like a 3-month intense training. You cannot miss the training. You cannot miss any day. So if you're not really committed, it is not for you. You have to be fully committed, on time, do all the assessments, everything they ask you to do. And towards the end of the training, they're going to bring in recruiters who will interview those who have already taken the course. And if you're selected, you're going to get a job from that. So it's not like they're just going to train you and leave you. They're still going to connect you with recruiters, and hopefully you might even land a job from there. So which is good. That was why I registered and I started. I think I did 1 month. It was supposed to end this month, November, but I already got a job. The essence is for you to be able to land a job after the training. So if you're in the UK, you're on a dependent visa, you're not restricted to 20 hours of work time. Even if you're a student, well, I don't know if you can combine the skill bootcamp plus your studies, but if you just want to get it done, it's totally free. It's from the government. It's not public funds, so you are totally free. Trust me, if it's public funds, they're not even gonna put you in, because I went through the whole process. They asked me my visa type, everything, before they allow you to take it. So anyway, the government is working hard to, like, you know, support adults already in the UK to get more technical skills and necessary skills for them to be able to perform in a workplace. The long and short of the story is that if you're planning on coming to the UK, right now is the best time, because they didn't specify when they're going to limit the net migration or how many numbers are they going to limit it to. But now that it's officially out, we know that very soon the government is going to reduce net migration, so it will be a lot more difficult for you to be able to migrate to the UK, because they now have numbers of people they would want to let into the country. So while we wait for them to decide when they are going to take up this action, what numbers are they going to reduce the net migration to, I would say, I mean, if you are planning your relocation journey to the UK, you need to do it now, because right now, TikTok time, there's no time. So that's it for the statement of change for autumn. I'm going to leave the link to this information in the description box below. There are other changes, okay? So for those already living in the UK, I think I'll create a separate video to talk about the changes that will be happening for those already in the UK. But if you have the time to read the 70-page, go ahead. So now let's talk about international students. So I was reading a thread on Reddit, and a lot of students, it was a very long thread. I had to read it because I want to give my international student also relevant information. So if you're an international student in the UK, your absence in school, I'm sure you already know that if you're coming to the UK to study, if you've been absent from your classes for, I don't know how many numbers of time, your visa will be revoked. Like, the university will send a message to the Home Office that you've not been coming to school, and they're going to cancel your visa. So this is something they do. Okay, it is normal, they do it. But right now, it's like they're doing it way more. So a lot of students on that thread saying that over how many, I can't remember the number of students that their visa has been cancelled, mostly from Asia though. So most of the students that their visa was cancelled are mostly from Asians, that they don't attend classes, they've been absent. So the university had to notify the Home Office that this student is not coming, and they did not provide relevant reason why they did not show up in school, or their names are not always on the attendance sheet. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm not a student, but why am I saying this? Please, if you're an international student watching this video, or you're planning on coming to the UK, make sure you balance your work life and your study. Make sure your study is your priority. Like, put it first. Make sure you attend your classes, your name is on the attendance sheet, and if you're not going to come to the school, you need to report to whoever body you report to, give them reasons why you're not coming to school. Either you're sick or something else is wrong, but you need to tell them why you're not coming. You cannot just be absent from school, because if you've been absent for some period of time, your university will contact Home Office and tell them you've not been coming, and your visa is going to be revoked. Right now, they said they just revoke, like, a lot of student visas has been cancelled and they had to leave the UK. I do not want that to be your case. So please, whatever it is you have to do to make sure you are attending your classes, you are staying up to date, your name is on the attendance sheet, please do it, because right now Home Office is not smiling. They are not smiling, and universities are also not smiling. So that is the information I said I was going to share on this video for international students. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. The link to this information is going to be in the description box below, so you can go and read it, because I want us to go live and discuss this in detail. So if you're interested, to join the live and let's have like an open conversation. What do you think is gonna happen? Then let me know in the comment section, and you already know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends and loved ones. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.